Hi, welcome to this video. On June 27th/28th, there is a full moon in Capricorn happening, and this full moon will be conjunct Saturn, which is retrograde in Capricorn. So, with the full moon conjunct Saturn, this full moon is going to be very serious and focused, and there may be times when your emotions feel somewhat more like restrictive, and you may feel a need to be more mature when it comes to how you deal with your emotions. And that's ultimately what we're learning with this full moon, is how to be more mature with our emotions and how to be more like in control of how we react to situations. And we may be taking on more responsibility at this time, or taking responsibility also in the ways we have been like for the deeds we have done. So this is a time of reaping what you sow. So whatever seeds you have sown, whether they be good or bad, this is a time where you will be reaping those fruits, whether they be good or bad. And before this full moon, Neptune went retrograde on June 18th, and Mars also went retrograde on June 26th. Mars will be retrograde until August 27th, and Neptune will be retrograde until November 25th. So Neptune retrograde is kind of giving this essence of karma as well, like catching up with you. It's kind of like, the song I thought of when I thought of it was, "Can't keep running away," or whatever. So it's a time where anything you've been running away from, you basically will have to face it. And it's kind of like this pause where you're just gonna have to let all the things that you've been running from just kind of catch up with you and face them. Because ultimately Neptune in Pisces has to do with our unconscious mind. So everything we've been storing away into the deep, dark wells of our unconsciousness is going to be faced. And so this is a great time for actually getting in touch with your deeper self, your intuition, and just facing your shadow and facing all of the things you've been running from or trying to escape. And Mars retrograde is giving us, especially because it's in Aquarius, it's giving us a chance to pause and look within for what dreams we are chasing. So Aquarius rules our hopes, wishes, and dreams. So all of the things that we desire, we can really go within right now and try to kind of take a pause on what we've been just acting on. Take a pause and listen to yourself and what it is you really desire, what it is you dream of, what it is you really want to see come into fruition in the world. So Mars retrograde is giving us that chance to kind of see within ourselves, and also it's about confronting our inner self, our shadow side as well, to a degree. I think retrogrades are always kind of about looking within. And then, because Mars has to do with the ego, it gives us a chance to reflect on our egos and kind of see what actions would be more beneficial maybe for others, because Aquarius has to do with humanity at large. So perhaps we've been acting only in our own self-interest, or we can at least see where we have been and make more aims towards bettering everyone, helping humanity at large. And maybe even coming up with new genius ideas by taking a pause that help us to move forward with the dreams and with the collective. Okay, and Venus in Leo opposes Mars in Aquarius and squares Jupiter in Scorpio, both of them forming a T-square, basically. So Venus, Mars, Jupiter. And Jupiter is still retrograde and will be until July 10th. So Venus in Leo is helping us get in touch with our creativity and expressing that creativity, expressing more beauty in the world, and expressing ourselves more easily. And Mars going retrograde and opposing Venus and then forming that T-square is helping us to follow what it is we love and kind of focus in on what we love, take that little moment to play, have a good time, and really get clear on where we stand, what it is our heart really wants. And also looking at the shadow sides of things because of Jupiter and Scorpio being retrograde still too. And even facing our fears, because sometimes we have dreams, but we're afraid to follow those dreams because of fear, and because sometimes it's just scary to put yourself out there in a more real way or more expressive way. But this T-square is really asking us to kind of step out on that limb and go for it and express yourself more fully, including the parts that you are afraid to show. And Mercury in Cancer has been opposite Pluto in Capricorn, which is retrograde. So this has been a time for maybe confronting things in your family, the dark side of your family, or maybe even just kind of dealing with your shadow emotions, confronting your emotions more fully, and being able to talk about things that are typically a lot harder or more difficult to talk about. So you may be able to confide more fully and really communicate what it is you're truly feeling at a deeper level right now. Even possibly sharing secrets from your past, sharing a deeper part of yourself with someone. And it could even be that there have been like some tensions even around sharing, or tensions when it comes to either your family or your career, or between those two areas of your life. And even possibly how you feel and your career, because Mercury in Cancer rules your emotions, or like communicating your emotions, and then Pluto in Capricorn has to do with maybe like the parts of your career life or your outer life, your public life, that are not maybe going as well, like the things that are the shadow side of them. So Mercury in Cancer being opposite that, it creates tensions, and there could be more arguments that come up around either family or your career. So that's another possibility. And then Pluto sextiles Neptune, which is retrograde, in Pisces, and they both form and in conjunction with Venus and Leo, creating a yod. So this is helping you to get more in depth with how you're feeling, especially about your public life, or how you're feeling about the collective even, and maybe what you can do when it comes to like your own personal responsibility for what you are able to do for the collective, in some way looking more deeply at what it is you are doing, with your life and with your career, and like really coming into a deeper understanding of that. With it in conjunct Venus and Leo, Venus in Leo helps you to express things creatively and to get in touch with more fun as well. So these deep understandings of the collective, or even the structures or the systems or the things that are, you know, the whole setup of our world. So what's interesting, okay, is Pisces itself is the energetic collective, and Capricorn is kind of more of the overlay of reality, the reality that has been created by humans, the structures that we have created, ultimately. And so we may need to expose certain things about that. There's certain things that need to be brought into the light. Venus and Leo can help you bring that stuff to light by making something creative, or something that is expressive, something that is like, you know, whether it's through art, through poetry, through communication, through song. Venus in Leo is going to help us expose the darkness of our world today and help us possibly help others, because Neptune in Pisces is concerned with lifting up those who are at the lowest in the collective, because that's what the 12th house rules, is basically people who are downtrodden, people who have been neglected by society, the, you know, people who have fallen by the wayside. So Pluto sextile Neptune is helping us to become aware of those people, and Venus in Leo is a way, an outlet for us to do something with that energy, to expose it to the light, basically. All right, the Sun in Cancer has been sextile Uranus in Taurus, and this full moon conjunct Saturn in Capricorn trines Uranus in Taurus. So Uranus in Taurus is helping us to shake up things, to shake things up, to bring more light to a situation. So Saturn is a very, like, okay, it's very constrictive. It's all about like the constructs of our reality and where, you know, how we're feeling about the constructs of our reality. So this is another element of this full moon conjunct Saturn, is like how we're feeling about the constructs of our reality. And there has been a lot of talk lately about depression and what the causes of this depression could be. And there are some who believe that it is the way that we're living life today. The constructs that we have created is not conducive to humans and our well-being at this point. And Uranus in Taurus is helping us to shake that up, to break that apart, to bring new ideas forward of how we can actually make the constructs more healthy and conducive to humans, to our feelings, to humanity, what, you know, who we actually are, what our value system actually is. And people have been feeling restricted for a while about what it is we have to do to survive in this reality, because it is very, you know, boxed in. It's very step by step to a degree where if you go outside of those steps, you know, your livelihood is at stake. So this full moon is making us aware of what needs to change and how we're ultimately feeling about it. And then Mars in Aquarius, which is retrograde now, is in conjunct the Sun in Cancer within 3 degrees on this day. So this is kind of a, more for behind the scenes action steps being taken. Mars being retrograde and in conjunct the sun, it's kind of like, okay, what can I do in the background, maybe even for your home or how you're feeling, kind of getting in touch with how you're feeling, more so taking actions to facilitate you coming to realizations about where you want to go next. So this is a time for really going into that kind of space, into more of a pause kind of space, but also more behind the scenes steps you can take in order to make your dreams come alive once it goes direct. Okay, well, that's the video for this full moon in Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. I appreciate it very much. And if you want to get a reading from me, you can email me at info@tararoseastrologer.com. And make sure to include your birth date, time, and location of birth. But also, I want to say I never share your information. The only place where I would have your information go into is my astrology software, which is the one by Henry Seltzer, Time Passages, aka I think you find it on astrograph.com. And I also use PayPal, so what I do is I request payment through PayPal and I put your email in there in order to do that. But other than that, I don't share your information with anybody else. And I don't send emails to anybody either, because I never, I just don't do that. Anyways, just want to put that out there as like a, privacy policy, unofficial privacy policy there. All right, have an awesome time. Bye.